Hey everyone, welcome back to Couch Conversations with Sasha Love. I'm your host Sasha Love, and today we're going to have a conversation about, not getting something that you've hoped for. Before we get started on this loaded topic, I wanted to put a quick plug for my podcast, which is up and running. And guys, there's a lot of good stuff there, so I do not want you guys to miss out. The name of the podcast is Couch Conversations with Sasha Love, and it's available on both Spotify and Anchor. I'll also put a link in the description below for you to click on to send you directly to the podcast. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started.
Pop your melanin, girlfriend, pop your melanin. Pop your melanin, girlfriend, pop your melanin. Girl, you black, and you beautiful. Girl, you black, and you beautiful.
You get 3 wishes. Most of you kind of know where that comes from, whether you grew up watching movies like Aladdin or you were having lunchtime conversations with friends about what would your 3 wishes be. And if you were with my friends, we would always say your first wish can never be have more wishes. You only get 3. So there's no way to get more than 3. But I say this anecdotally because I want us to have a more serious conversation about what does it feel like to wish for something, to hope for something good and not get it. What does it feel like to hope and pray and ask and manifest, or however you may ask for it? What does it feel like not to get something that we truly desire, hope for, and ask for? Some of us feel disappointed. Some of us can feel hurt. Some of us can feel betrayed or let down or depressed. There are a lot of emotions sometimes related to not getting something that you want, especially when it's something that is a big deal for you. It could be a relationship. It could be someone admitting that they did something wrong. It could be getting that promotion. It could be getting out of debt. Maybe start building a strong financial foundation. Maybe it's finally moving out and living on your own, or getting that car, or getting your project up and running, getting your business up and running. I feel like sometimes it's hard to feel at peace. It's hard to feel a sense of calmness, a sense of hope, a sense of joy, when something good, something that you feel like you really, really need, it hasn't been given to you. I've experienced that, and I'm sure a lot of us have experienced that. So what do? How do we get through that? How do we process through that, especially if it's something that is good? Well, I don't have all the answers, but I can offer you what has been helpful to me on this journey. The first thing I do is ask myself why. Why is it that I want this thing? Why is it that I want her to admit that she was wrong? Why is it that I wanted to get that job? Why is it that I really, really wanted to start this business? Why is it that I wanted to have that conversation? Why? Where does it come from? What factors play into my why? Is it my past trauma? Is it my sense of entitlement? Is it my way of avoiding being accountable? Is it because I'm feeling lonely? Am I angry? Am I bitter? take some time to dig really deep and know why you're asking for this thing. The second thing is give yourself some space to feel the emotions that come with that. Instead of sweeping that disappointment under the rug, that anger, that frustration, that bitterness under the rug, take some time and say, you know what? I'm actually not happy right now because I've been asking for this, I've been praying for this, I've been hoping for this for days, for weeks, for years, for months, for decades. And it's never come. Give yourself permission, give yourself that space to say, you know what? I'm hurting because of it. This bothers me. I'm angry. And be present with yourself through those emotions. And the third thing I do is find reasons to be grateful for my present situation. There are a lot of things that we have to be grateful for. And I know it's especially hard to consider that, to think of that when we're going through a tough time, when we're hurting, when we're grieving, when we're disappointed. But truth is, we have a lot to be grateful for right now, in this moment. And there are things that we actually prayed for in the past that we're living in now. For me, a good example would be while I was in graduate school or in medical school, I lived in a dormitory. And oh my gosh, I could not wait to have my own place, my own bathroom, my own kitchen, my own space, my own living room, a place that wasn't shared and I could be alone and have my privacy, right? And finally, by God's grace, I got into a residency program and it was time to finally start searching for an apartment. And when I tell you, I walked into my apartment, I was full of joy and peace and freedom. And there are days when there are things I've asked God for over and over for years. I have been asking for the same things over and over and over, and they have not come to pass. And in these moments, I challenged myself to say, you know what? What am I grateful for right now in my present situation? And one of those things is my apartment, my space, where I have privacy, where I have a sense of peace and quiet and comfort, a place that I can call my own. Which is just one of the many things I can be grateful for. So I challenge you, when you find yourself in this headspace of like, why is it that I still haven't gotten this good thing that I'm asking for? Or this thing that I think is good, because sometimes we are asking for things that we think is good, but in the grand scheme of things, God has something better. So something to keep in mind. But when you're asking for something that you think is good for your life and it's not coming to pass, take a moment to be grateful for what you have now. Even if it's hard, even if it's uncomfortable. Because the truth of the matter is, and I hope you never get tired of hearing me say it, the truth is you are worthy, you are important, you are capable, you are a dreamer, and it's okay to have big dreams, it's okay to have big goals. And by God's grace, I pray that you achieve every single one of them. But in those seasons where it's hard to believe that, in those seasons where you wonder whether or not your request will ever be met, will ever be fulfilled, remember that God is still working all things out for good. Yeah, it's disappointing. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it plain sucks. It sucks to be waiting for something that hasn't come to pass for years, for months, for days even, depending on what you're asking for. And give yourself that space to feel those emotions. They're valid. Acknowledge why you're asking for those things. And through it all, no matter how hard it may be, take a moment to be grateful for what you do have. Especially for things that you've prayed about in the seasons past. Let me know what you think. Either in the comments below or via my email, via Instagram. Let me know. I want to know what you think. What are ways that you deal with this disappointment of not getting something that you've been asking for or something that you've been praying for a long time? If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. And if you believe that this video will be helpful to someone else, definitely share it. Until next time, remember to carry your heart of gratitude, even through the hard seasons of disappointment. I'm rooting for you, wishing you all the best, and remember that the best is yet to come. Until next time, take care. Bye.